Water. For some reason, us humans are hardwired to find bliss in the sight, smell, sound, and feel of water. The beauty and the tranquility of a babbling brook, the exotic exhilaration of a tropical waterfall, the power and the mystery of the open ocean, the calming sound and the invigorating smell of fresh rain on a summer's afternoon. Water. It's in our DNA. We love it. We pay huge amounts of money and sometimes take really dumb risks just to be nearer to it. We love water. Except for when it's pouring in by the gallons into your expensive and fully vulnerable basement studio. Yes, folks, in the wee hours of the morning of Friday, January 26th, 2024, just as I was uploading my latest review video, disaster struck. 1 minute I was closing my camera case, and the next I heard the unmistakable sound of rushing water. It's one of the few times that sound is unwelcome, and downright frightening. Actually, it's probably worse if you're on a boat. But anyway, the flood. The next 12 hours was spent salvaging what we could as the water levels rose up. We battled it around the clock with a shop vac and a carpet cleaner. Then it was a week of pulling up carpets, gutting the studio and the rest of the basement of our little home, and trying to figure out what went wrong. The water went as high as 4 inches throughout the entire studio and basement areas. We had 3 different floods over 3 days in total before we were able to, get in and fix the problem. It all came down to a malfunctioning sump pump that we couldn't easily get to. Not a great start to 2024, I'll tell you that much right now. So here I am, broadcasting to you from a remote location in my living room. The rest of the house is piled high wherever we found room with all the gear we saved. So there's good news, and then there's bad news. Bad news is I'm not even using a stand for this microphone or a pop screen. This is against my religion. Anyway, so there's good news and there's bad news. I'll give you the good news first, because a good positive lead is good. I keep all my mics, recorders, interfaces, and any products that I've reviewed or will review high on shelves in their cases along with rechargeable silica packs because I'm weird like that. So all that stuff is good. My computer and all my external drives were high up. Good. My camera and lenses and monitors were floating in their watertight Nanook case, which I'm definitely going to be talking about in a future video because way to go, Nanook. I lost at least 7 pounds from all the exercise anxiety and failure to eat, but it was like 7 pounds of muscle, I think. The fat remained, but still, good. So all that stuff is good. We've had no shorts or breaker electrical problems and will not. We will absolutely be able to rebuild. So, here's the bad news. I had some casualties in the flood. Several of my expensive guitar pedals, including my Line 6 floor processors, were underwater, along with one of my speaker cabinets, my power distributor, my violin, an assortment of stands, some lights, and all kinds of soundproofing and other smaller but needed items. Not to mention an insane amount of treasured memory boxes, family heirlooms, and other important items that were being stored down there. It may take me a couple of weeks to get back to my regularly scheduled videos. I have nowhere to do a proper video until we get it built back, so I'm going to try to rip off 1 or 2 plugin reviews I already had planned this year to keep the algorithm gods appeased. I'll try my best. I set up my Mac at my kitchen table so that I could even edit the video you're watching right now. But the personal cost of this whole thing is really enormous, at least for us. We also had to invest in preventative measures to be sure this never happens again. And I have to do all of this really, really fast so I can get back on track. I've got some really cool audio products that just arrived last week that I hadn't even made it down to the studio yet. I'll be tackling them as soon as I'm back up and running. So that's the scoop. So to you watching this right now, all this means to you is I might be delayed a couple of weeks for the next video if I can't get this together in time. But if I can get some videos done between the rebuilding and all the disaster proofing, I will do so. I appreciate your time and forgiveness for any late videos for the next few weeks. I tell myself that this could have been a lot worse, and honestly, compared to so many others going through much worse disasters in the world, this pales in comparison. So I'll stay positive and I'll do my best. It's all I can do. So thanks for watching. Thank you very much. End transmission.